Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Educational Gamer and we are playing Command Modern Naval Operations. We are trying to conduct a strike mission against the enemy Pakistani forces that we know are around Amara Airport over there. We are playing the Pakistani-UK alliance, and I think we should just check a couple of things. So it's now about 4 in the morning, so pretty much night still. But not for that much longer. You can see in about an hour it's gonna be dawn if we scroll over here to the east. And in, yeah, maybe now it might even be day, depending on how exactly the timelines work out. So, in that hour, we had established that we have a range of about 230 miles to conduct our strike mission. That's pretty much how far away we are right now, so there's no rush to do anything else. However, we might want to get a little bit closer at the very least. Queen Elizabeth over here might be actually going a little slow, I believe, so that her ships stop cavitating. That would be brilliant. Likewise, Vikramayat, I think, can go back to creeping. She might actually go a little bit into like that. And the Vikramayat, again, you'll come a little bit over here. I think it's okay if you are a little bit faster than the other guys. Let's go to cruise speed if you are cavitating anyway. And that should be fine. Good. Of course, there's very little point in keeping these guys so close together and not having any and just creeping with a couple of these, but all in all I think that should be fine. We do see a couple of helicopters buzzing around. They're just standard anti-submarine warfare. You can see them coming in and out really of the carrier groups. Just normal patrol pattern. So that should be fine. Right, let's tell Vikramayat to creep, so that all of these ships stop cavitating now. And that should be very good. So, it is dawn now. Let's see how much daylight is away. Still quite a bit. Right, let's see about that. Should be getting ready very soon, I believe. Still dawn. Yeah, a little bit away still. Our submarines are patrolling as they are. Actually, this guy, I think he should be coming up over here. And if possible, be just over the layer. Where is HMS Ambush? It's over here. I think we can bring it back as well. Just so we are patrolling against enemy aircraft. Yeah, still dawn. Day is coming closer though. So very soon we'll be able to conduct our strike. We have a very mixed bag of different aircraft that we do have around. Yeah, very soon. Very soon. I'm guessing at around 5. Let's go and see whether that is correct. Day. There we go. Very good. So let's look at our strike craft. On Queen Elizabeth, of course, we do have quite a couple of F-35s. I'm gonna launch 2 of these as a group, just to take off and give us a little bit of an indication. Then we am gonna launch the GBU one over here. This one has only internal bombs, which is good because it will be a lot more stealthy. These guys do carry external bombs, but they do carry a lot more of them, so they will be the last. Right. So, that should work. On Vikramayat, I believe we have a very mixed bag of things. That is very good, actually. Let's get these Kryptons in the air first. These are the anti-radiation missile guys, so these can suppress the enemy air defenses. And then I believe after that we should try to get the cluster bombs in the air. After that the frag grenades. And lastly we're gonna launch the 80mm guns. We might also want to think about you guys. You are capable for 110 minutes. Where's the guys on the other carrier? Where are you? Over here. You guys are ready for less, but you know what? I think it would be good if we had this heavy layout in the air as we go. So a little bit more air cover. Let's see about that. Right, accelerating somewhat a little bit over here just so we can get the first aircraft in the air. There we go. So these are the first air groups. The F-35 can directly direct it over here, then sort of be in the back of everything just to keep an eye on things. Of course, this is a stealth craft, so it's a little bit more capable of doing that. Then we do have the strike crafts themselves. You can come up sort of like this. And we have further flights. We have the MiG-29s, the AA pieces, so they'll be also covering us from the right. And we're gonna set it up like that. And I actually forgot one important thing. And that is I wanted to get one of the Queen Elizabeth early airborne warnings, because they are much more capable than any of the other guys. But you know what? We've launched, so there's no turning back now. Was that actually correct? Oh no, you're the bombers. That's fine still. You are actually the AA force. So let's bring you up in the middle. Shouldn't be any attack from the right. Of course, in a real war, that might be a little bit more of a dubious claim. Because we wouldn't actually know whether there would not be any attack from the right. Because effectively actually the front line is of course over there. Right, have we set up everyone? Don't think we've set up you. So you are, yeah, you're the one carrying the internal bombs. I think I want to get you very close to the enemy over there, so that you are the one that can carry internal bombs only. Looks a bit like a mess. Let's make sure that our sensors here are set to air sensors. I think that's fine. And the land weapons should also be a good indication. Right, let's accelerate. No, let's actually resume first. All of these guys should clear out very soon. Then we have the another Krypton over here. So another anti-radiation missile, and of course your job is to be very close to the enemy and actually approach our strike target. Right, I think the next one should be to launch should be the helicopter from Queen Elizabeth, and we'll tell it to be very fast about it. You also have no job apparently. I thought I had set you up. This will become a little bit clearer once we are further to the north and everything has separated out a little bit. Right, until now you can see all of our planes in the air. Just how many flights have we got? We have 2, 4 planes, 5, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12 aircraft. And this helicopter, the Merlin. Right, the Merlin is the most critical because it's should really come up over here. Are you actually do you have your radar sensors on? I don't think you do. Anyway, we do need you to come up as fast as possible on max altitude, please, and that should be fine. Good, very nice. So everyone is traveling north. Didn't forget anyone? Yeah, we actually did. These MiG-29s. You are the frag grenades. Okay, just the normal bombers. Good. Lots and lots of planes. This is quite a force that's now in the air. Oh, and we have more. What are you? Oh, the rockets. Yeah, that's fine. Very good. Right, let's bring you up. And let's make sure that the helicopter, at some point you can turn on your radar. And I think that point is now. So let's have that radar on. Yeah, and you can see how it's already extending our vision range. And we do begin to see the radar installations on the left, so something new over there. Right, and let's make sure that we have everything how we want it to be. Right, so I want to have one of the anti-radiation guys turning to the left. That's fine, that's what these guys are doing. We have the F-35s coming in behind the enemy. That's also very nice and good to see. We have the Krypton missiles, the anti-radiation missiles set up to come from over here. I think we can turn you to come in a little bit more directly towards them, or sorry, indirectly rather, just so that you're coming a little bit from the side. The F-35s with the many bombs, you're gonna come in from the right. I think that's fine. You should probably at some point, I'm gonna say that that is over here, maybe a little bit further out. Over here, you should actually start to get to a medium altitude, so that we can identify the enemy by just looking at him, really. Right, that's the many bombs. There's also the one with just 2 bombs. You're on a very direct flight path. I appreciate that. It's actually pretty good for us. Do come in like such, and over here as well you can go to medium altitude. So you're the first in, you're the one who can bomb the enemy as we go in. Right. These guys I think are just our fighter cover. So you know what, if the F-35s go in behind the enemy, then I think you guys should just stay off the coast. And over there you'll be fine. And then all the rest should be the MiG-29s. Nope, actually not. Wait a minute, you are the one with the... Something didn't quite turn out as I expected it to. So we have the paveways. Weird. Huh. Okay, fine. I'm not going to complain about that. So that does mean that 2 of our planes do have 2 F-35s. I wonder why that is. Paveways and GBUs. But otherwise you're identical. And all of these are internal, I guess. Whereas you have the external ones. Fine. Gonna take that. Rockets. Come behind. Frags before that. Didn't we have MiG-29s with bomblets? 80mm rockets. Frag bombs. These are actual bombs. AA Adder. You are flight from Queen Elizabeth. Oh, and you have the bombs. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. You need to be a little bit behind the F-35s. Let's check what the altitude is where we can launch these guys. And tank bomblets, you need to be really low, 2,000 feet. Interesting. Now, I do seem to remember that we did see a lot of bombing targets over here, so let's come up like such. And just over here already, we'll try to get on medium altitude. So that over here, you know what, let's go to low altitude here already. And that should be fine. Then we can come up over the enemy over there. Right, apparently we do see some radar emissions again, which is interesting because I do think that we disabled these guys, so it might as well be someone from over here. Maybe that's a little bit more likely. So yeah, these are radar emissions that are somewhere from that area. I'm guessing it's from over here. Yeah, it seems like that is a little bit more likely. By the way, did I turn on land weapons? I did. So why can we not see them? Because probably the bombs have such a low target range. Yeah, so we can see that it's probably from over there. Over here at Posny Airport we did see a couple of JF-17s before, and at Guadna Airport we were able to spot a couple of Mirages. No airport seen at Omara Airport, but you can't always see all of the targets because sometimes they are in another structure. Basically, they are in a hangar also. So our early morning strike is coming in towards the enemy over here. Very broad front strike, as you can see. Now I think you, sir, should go to military speed, because I want some eyes on things before everything else starts, basically. And you should be fine. I mean, you'll have a lot of time till bingo fuel. Of course, once we're down here we'll start to burn fuel much quicker, but until then I think we are going to be fine. You might as well take out that 35mm gun. Don't think that's the best choice for us, but still. Have we selected? No, we should always see it. Right, getting closer. You guys are just the AAA cover. You're another Krypton. I don't want to engage you. I would like to engage over there, if at all. Yeah, we can see the bombing ranges now on all of the other flights. Accelerating slightly over here. Go to afterburner, please. Or drastically drop our speed, but I do want to gain some vision on these guys. I don't know whether they moved. I think the model doesn't really. Probably the scenario description didn't entail that. We only have a fuel for 10 minutes here with this guy, but then again, you know, when he drops his bomb, he'll have a lot more time over target. On the other hand, we're gonna get lower, so we're gonna lose some speed as well. So we'll have to see about that. You know what? You could also go to military speed. Yeah, at least until you get over the coast, and at this point you'll get back to cruise speed. Right, and you know what? You over here go to military speed once you start to dive lower. Otherwise the fuel consumption will simply be way too much. Good. So inching towards the enemy. How many airplanes have we got now in the air? That's 1, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 16. 16 planes. Which is a lot for today's standards. You're coming in over here. A lot of you are probably very low on fuel. Specifically maybe some of the F-35s. MiG-29s, I mean. So you guys can come in a little bit like that. You should soon be able to launch, and we might gain vision very soon. I believe very soon we are going to get the first contacts. So that, yeah, we see the F-35 now dropping some speed, but more importantly dropping some altitude as well. And as we drop altitude, last time we saw that we have been getting all of these contacts. I'm very excited to see whether there's any attack pattern by the enemy. So let's make sure we understand our weapons. So these anti-tank bomblets, these cluster bombs, need to be launched from very low. That we knew, or found out actually. The frag grenades probably can be launched from, frag bombs can probably be launched from nearly any altitude. Yeah, that's alright. And I would expect the 80mm gun ones to be, that's a very precise launch altitude, 10,000 feet. There we go. Let's pause for a second here. Let's pause for a second here and see what we got over here. So a couple of just mobile installations that we are overflying right now. Could launch against these, but then again we haven't really seen them conducting any sort of airstrike so far. I'm debating whether we should be laying chaff, simply because it would, if there is any radar installation over here, it might be useful to turn that off. On the other hand, radar might be useful for us as well, so right now I don't think we should be using that. Let's make sure we understand our air engagement, or our air vision range. That looks good to me. So we would know if aircraft would start from over here. Oh, by the way, we do still see that there are a lot of enemies over there. So, vehicle element averaged. Okay. You are sneaky. So we have some intel vehicles over here. These would be good targets to take out. Now we've overflown this, so we'll probably not be able to engage with that guy. But you know what? We have this guy coming in right behind them, so let's go to relative speed over here. Let's make sure we are fast enough. And I think that might be a good target for the paveways actually. Could certainly attack that with any other target, but what's the... Yeah, you're 1,000 miles away, 1,000 meters away from one another, so we'll not be able to attack you. Just making sure no enemy aircraft over there. No, that's fine. Yeah, that does look quite a bit like we last left it over here. You know what, could you go to cruise speed? I know it's a little bit dangerous to be flying too slow over enemy targets, but over here I would like to burn not too much fuel. Okay, all in all that seems to be fine. You know what, let's come up over here. And very soon I think we will see that these guys are enemies. Trucks, technicals, armored vehicles, other sort of mobiles. Yeah, so all of these are armored. Well, I think we can drop one bomb on these guys that are a little bit outside. Should also give us a little bit more time to refuel. Ah, there we go. Lots more enemy target. Lot more enemy targets. Ooh. So there's an anti-air missile over here. That means to me we should go. Should we go very low? Let's go very low on afterburner speed. So I'm wondering who might have launched that. Probably not the mechanized infantry. It's a surface-to-air missile, so I don't think these guys can do that. Do we have... Let's see, so it's an M113. I mean, theoretically these guys might be carrying something in that regard, but somehow I don't believe that. Mechanized infantry, artillery. Mobile detected. Who did launch that missile? Who was that? Technicals? Interesting. So they still have some capabilities, and most importantly, we don't know what it is. We don't know who is actually launching at us. I think it's one of the HQ-16s, but I'm not too sure. Right, over here, we definitely should then target these things. So let's allocate one paveway to you and one to you. So you should be launching both of your bombs over there. Guided bombs, of course, and then you'll be probably returning to your base. Yeah. Over here. Again, that missile. So first off, let's deploy a continuous stream of chaff over here. And let's try to strike. It was coming from the vicinity of this artillery, so okay, you can't actually launch from that altitude. That's fine. Let's see whether we can get rid of them at least. We're way too low to actually lay chaff properly. I certainly don't want to lose another F-35. It was weird because last time we were pretty successful actually in engaging that. Right, so you are alright. Can I actually ask you to come up over these guys like such? And there's still no hostile presence that we could see in the form of any radar emissions. That's what's irritating so much to me, that they are not launching via radar. They must be guiding some other way. Could be like a Starstreak. RB-70. I think an RB-70 is actually... Isn't that a Swedish anti-air missile like a Stinger? RB-70. Did I spell that right? Apparently it's not written. So, that's a pretty old weapon though. It's a guided weapon, guided anti-air weapon, and it's present on various different SAM sites, including Sweden. Yeah, it's not very good though. It's passive terminal guidance. Seeker. What type of seeker is that? Laser homing. It's actually a laser homing gun. So that's why we are not seeing any enemy radar emission. But you know what? Last time, one of the things that did happen was we were conducting this strike at night. So I think that might be the difference, that this time the enemy does see us as we see them. So I do want to come up a little bit over there, over that ridge. Maybe disengage that way and hopefully be away fairly quickly. Right, good hit from the missile. SAM contact has been lost. Okay, that's fine. We should mark all of these guys as hostile because they certainly are. Good. These bombs are traveling towards their target. So we do have this guy with the cluster bombs and the other F-35s coming in here. I think it's time for the other F-35s to go to military speed. Just be a little bit faster. So by the way, this then apparently is not working in our favor at all, because again, these guys are guiding via laser designators, not via anything else. Specifically not via radar. So should at least take out one of these with our F-35s as we come in. You should be starting to get really low. Yeah, you are. What's your doctrine actually? Surface tight. No, tight is fine. And you are apparently fine. So I'm gonna ask you to come in high and fly back over here. And at that point we might be able to strike. I think what we want to do is strike this target. Will you automatically bomb if I tell you to do that? Come on. Apparently not. Your altitude is still too low though, so very soon. Now? Strike? Yeah, you will. Okay, that's fine. And now you are coming home sort of on your own. Oh, it would be interesting to look at the RB-70 and look at its maximum altitude and maximum engagement range in that regard. So, we have taken out 2 of these vehicles. Let's allocate 1 more weapon to this guy. And come up over these guys. Should hopefully allow us to strike them very hard. It's a little bit unclear which particular target did really launch the attack against us, so also again likewise difficult then to see which particular target we should be targeting, if that does make any sense. Alright, nevertheless, as we are coming up over here, I think very soon we are gonna strike a lot of things. So let's make sure to take out this area, because I think that's where most of the enemy air attacks have been coming from, or attacks on our air systems. So bomb is coming in over there. That's nice to see. And let's pause and attribute some weapons. Right, so I want to bomb this artillery. I want to bomb this mechanized infantry. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that should be all bombs of the first aircraft. Then we're gonna use the second one. I don't want to drop all weapons from the second one, but at least 4. You know what, let's go for this truck. Seems a little bit dodgy to me that they do have trucks around. So let's go for these. Maybe that's where they're firing their AA weapons from. I don't know. Right, so lots of bombs being launched. Only 2 left. And at this point you guys can come up over here, because I would like to potentially from a high altitude strike the aircraft over there that we did see earlier. Good, so how are things looking? The F-35 over here is coming back. We do have lots of enemy, lots of targets on all of these guys. What we need to do now is take on these guys down here. Then classified as none. That's a little bit unknown class. I thought we saw the tanks down here. I'm not too sure anymore. These all are... oh no, these are main battle tanks. So you know what? You will come up over here and you're gonna attack whatever you can. Let's actually bring you up exactly over these guys. So let's make sure that we are... yeah, that looks very good to me. So our F-35s, MiG-29s actually, over here will be coming in this direction. Is there any speed limit at which you can drop these guys? There's not. So, very excited to see the cluster bombs in action. And where are other MiG-29s? You're the frag bombers. You need to come in next. And then we have the rockets, and you're gonna come in last. And you know what? That I think is very fine. So we're gonna tell you to be a little bit slower, and then these guys can strike. So next time we will see the MiG-29s in action. The MiG-29s in action. F-35s did provide quite some capable response over here. The radar guys are doing their thing, but you know what? I think we can come up over here and potentially disable these radar installations, and that should be fine. So, but that's gonna have to wait until next time. So thank you very much for watching. See you guys tomorrow.